Spencer, leading at half time, better side for long periods, but you thought you had that in the bag, didn't you?
No, I wasn't happy at half time. Thought we were sloppy. I said well done for turning it round at half time, but I didn't think we were good enough. After the first 10 minutes when we were exceptionally bright, Pagey's done so much hard work, but he's got to score. And first time they've come in our box, they've scored, poor defending, get ourselves ahead. You can see the goal like that, second goal, you're not going to win football games. I mean, that goal is, well, I've used the word pathetic. Absolutely pathetic defending for the second goal. Tiny guys just walked in, headed it into a net. And we've missed a sitter. I think we missed an open goal because they don't communicate with each other. Really, Josh Red should, left-footed, should be passing that ball into the net, but Matt Ball's gone to try and hit it with his left. And Kamikaze for the last goal, very similar to the second goal at Boreham Wood on Saturday. And I've let them know in there pre-season is over. It's all well and good looking good or half decent in pre-season, but this is the Conference South. And with all due respect to Weston, congratulations to them. We've got a lot harder test there, and I've just said there's a number of them there that, not due to a lack of effort, who at the moment are looking like they're not good enough, and I'm not afraid to make changes. And some senior players that I think are playing very poorly at the moment, can't pass the ball properly, not enough physicality about us, and it wasn't good enough. And it now turns Saturday's game into a huge game, and I'm very, very disappointed and very angry that it's all well and good being a nice dressing room, and we worked hard, we try hard, but there's a number of people at the moment are showing that they're not good enough for the step up.
You mentioned defensively, obviously there were a couple of goals that you would have been disappointed with. You're playing at the moment with a very young boy in the centre of defence and a very young boy just in front of him. Is it inexperience? Is this something those boys can learn from?
Of course you hope they learn from him. I thought CJ Fern was one of the brighter sparks of the day, but his two partners in central midfield didn't give him any protection, nowhere near enough physicality. And I don't think any of the three centre halves today played well. I thought they were all quite poor. I think generally it's been a complete turnaround in the space of a week, and we've got to prepare ourselves for Saturday. But we are young, we are inexperienced, we are where we are. But that type of schoolboy defending won't get you any points, and we did well to come in at half-time leading, but as I said, I warned them, I didn't think we were sharp enough. I thought our passing was poor, we weren't quick enough to them. They were a very young, energetic side, similar to ourselves, and we weren't tight enough to them, and the spaces were opening up, and we made some terrible decisions, some really brain dead, throwing it to each other when we weren't looking, and taking free kicks when nobody was up there. There was some terrible decision making by some senior players as well. Set pieces, with the exception of the one we scored, were all over hit, or didn't get past the front man. It was some poor performances. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We probably did deserve something out of the game. We've had enough chances, but you can see 3 shocking goals like we've conceded, and you're going to get nothing. And it's a harsh lesson for our lads, but and it's ridiculous to panic 48 hours into the season. But with all due respect, we've got some very big teams to play coming up this season, and we're going to need to get better very quickly, or I'm going to have to change it around. And that's not pushing an absolute panic button, but the players need to know that's not good enough.
Pleased you said that, actually, because that was probably my next question. Pushing the panic button, that's obviously 2 games into the season, that's not something you're going to do, but will there come a point at somewhere along the line where you have to say, right, okay, things do need to change?
Yeah, there will be. That's 2 games where I felt we've been sloppy. I'm more concerned about, obviously, basic defending, simple passing we didn't do. But the difference is when you saw Phil Page, Phil Page has had 5 hours sleep in 3 days, and I thought for the first 45 he was superb, and he got through 80 minutes. Dan Bennett's only just got off a plane, but you saw those type of players come on and show the level that's required, and a number of other people just didn't. Faye came on and looked bright, but didn't get any support. And I said I thought CJ did very well. Paul Rogers down the right was decent again, but a number of players are playing poorly, and certainly we've got a soft underbelly at the moment. And I've warned them, I've put them on notice here and now. I think Saturday's game is huge. We've got to be realistic. We need to be getting points from home games, and of course you're not going to hit an absolute panic, but in the same breath, if we can't deal with it, then I'll have to get replacements in. Not that we've got any funds to do that, but we'll have to look at loan market and getting more experienced players in if we can. I'm not going to do that right now, but it was important that they know that's not good enough. We were leading the game, but it changes on the second goal. I mean, let's just keep harping on about it. I've never, it's just beyond. I wouldn't expect an under-10 side to concede a goal as soft as that.
You made a couple of changes from Saturday. Was that maybe because you were disappointed with the performance, or does it show the strength and depth that you've got?
I certainly don't have strength and depth. Simply we've got 3 strikers here at the moment, plus Dan Thompson, who's on trial. We've only played 50 hours ago in a hard game, and I wanted to bring Pagey in to give us a bit more physicality, and I said I think that worked well, particularly in the first half. Although I said I think he's got to score. I thought CJ Fern, when he came on with 35 minutes to go on Saturday, did very well, and he earned the right to start, and I think he showed again today good discipline and gave us some better protection. But the reality to it is that we'd like to get obviously Declan McAvoy internationally cleared so he can be in contention, and now we've got Page and Bennett back, and then get some sleep and be prepared better for Saturday. That gives some competition, and I've just said to some of these lads that you've had your chance, you may not get many more, and we've got a little bit of competition. St Albans will be a very physical game. I know they very much rely on the long ball and the long throw, so we're going to have to look at that at training. But the reality to it is that I'm not a patient man. I want to be winning games, and it hurts, and I'm angry, and now I've got to wait to Saturday to try and put it right. And players should be thinking, wow, am I going to be in the team? Because there were also some senior players today I thought performed quite poorly.
You mentioned it's only 50 hours since the last game. This is your first Monday night experience. Was it a success? Well, obviously not for the result, but for the occasion as a whole, or were your team sort of lacking a little bit from having played a tough game?
Well, the reality is this club is running on a self-sustainable route, and contrary to what we've asked for, we've been linked with Aldershot for home games. So if we're playing the same night as a team down the road, your attendance is going to be poor, and you've got Champions League. We're an open book. We've got a very small position here, and the downside is I think half the Conference South managers were here tonight, and there's nothing we can do about that. The attendance wasn't great, but obviously a lot of people are still on holiday. You've seen a young bunch of lads that have really tried to play well, but it hasn't happened today. Very disappointing from that, and I've said to them, as I said, it's disappointing from where we were only a few days ago. It's a learning curve, and they've got to learn quickly, and I was pleased with the support, the vocal support we got, and we need them back here on Saturday, and they've got a very short line here to improve and be better, and to do things the way we want them to do it. And it worked from that perspective. Whether it's on the Tuesday night or a Monday night, we've got to try and bring more people into the ground, and we'll see how that works over the season, I'm sure.
And what can I expect if they do turn up on Saturday?
They've just got to be better. A lot of it is, there's no rocket science. I think the system's working quite well. We're trying to do things, but if people can't pass the ball 15 yards unpressured from A to B, then you're going to be in problems. If you're not going to mark up people at set pieces, you're going to be in problems. If you're not going to push up tight and work for each other and make sure you're goal side of the man and somebody isn't running off you, you're going to be in problems. We've just got to be better. There's no massive changes that need to be made. People know that they're not performing particularly well, and it's changed so quickly in the space of such a brief period. So it can change around again quickly, and we've got to be positive and hope that it will. There were some bright sparks, as I said. We really should have put this game to bed, but as I said, overall, if you don't take your chances and you defend as badly as we've done today, you'll get nothing. So they'll get another chance Saturday, but they're under no illusions, and I'll make sure to our supporters they're under no illusions that it's all well and good being nice, but we're here to win some football games. We've tried to play football, but we've not played it very well tonight, and we've got to improve, and quickly.